Last week, the S&P 500 climbed 1%, the Nasdaq jumped 3.3%, and the Dow Jones fell 0.6%. U.S. stock prices continued rising, with the S&P 500 and tech-dominated Nasdaq hitting fresh record highs amid an early Santa Claus rally. Higher than expected NFP figures also underpinned stocks. Oil prices fell, despite OPEC's decision to prolong its production cuts, while natural gas prices also declined amid warmer-than-average temperatures in the U.S. Gold prices declined, although silver prices pushed higher. Platinum and palladium prices continued on the downside, with the latter recording an almost 3-week low. The greenback softened and hit a 1-month low on Friday. In France, PM Barnier tendered his resignation after his government lost a no-confidence vote. The major economic event of the week will be Wednesday's U.S. CPI inflation data, 2.6% expected, and U.S. PPI data on Thursday. The European Central Bank will also meet on Thursday and is expected to cut interest rates. In geopolitics, the Middle East will be in focus following the collapse of the Assad regime in Syria after a civil war. American Airlines stock price increased 2.9% and recorded a 1-month peak in a positive week for the airliner, amid robust air travel demand just ahead of the important winter holiday season. News that the company has signed a 10-year deal with Citi to create the travel industry's leading co-branded credit card dominated headlines. But the main boost last week came when the airliner lifted its fourth-quarter earnings per share guidance from 25 to 50 cents to between 55 to 75 cents. Reddit's stock price jumped 12.9% and struck an all-time high on Friday in a positive week. The social media stock continues to improve its market share, although remains behind giants like Facebook and Twitter, but is currently the 6th most visited website on the internet. Early in the week, the stock was supported by reports of further growth on social media, with Ofcom official figures showing that Reddit overtook X, Twitter, in popularity as the most visited social media site in the UK. Earlier deals with Google and Microsoft also boosted Reddit company revenue. Crude oil prices declined 1.7%, ending the week close to a 3-week low. OPEC's delayed meeting on December 5th saw the cartel prolong existing production cuts for another 3 months. Earlier reports suggested that OPEC was debating whether to introduce longer cuts of 6 months. Traders remain concerned that high supply, aided by increased production from the U.S. and weaker demand from China, means OPEC's decision was not enough to keep oil markets balanced. Gold prices fell by 0.46% as the precious metal remained on its recent downside. Although the dollar lost some ground last week, its strength continues to pressure gold, and Friday's above expectations NFP figures didn't help to underpin the precious metal. In geopolitics, the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah was in focus, as was the Syrian civil war, which appeared to end over the weekend as President Assad reportedly fled the country. Silver prices climbed 1.6% and hit a 10-day high on Wednesday. The metal increased after Chinese manufacturing data came in higher than expected over the weekend, suggesting the Chinese economy could be turning an economic corner. Increased industrial demand tends to boost silver, which is used in manufacturing processes. Physical demand for silver is also higher during the holiday season, which began on Black Friday, with demand rising in December due to festivals and the wedding season in China and India, respectively. The AUD-USD pair depreciated by 1.7% and hit a 4-month low by the end of the week. Although the US dollar eased lower last week, following strong NFP data on Friday, it remains firm against its rivals. The Aussie weakened on disappointing economic data, leading to increased expectations of rate cuts at the next 2 Reserve Bank of Australia meetings. Recent below expectations. Australian GDP data has increased the urgency of pushing the economy back to growth. Statements from President-elect Trump that his administration will impose tariffs upon China, Australia's largest trading partner, has also put pressure on the Aussie.